Hi, my name is Bora, and today I'll be talking about normal. So when I first heard about this TED Talk event and read the question, "What is normal?" written on many posters hanging around the school, I was walking to the cafeteria with my friend Doğay. It was the lunch break. When I saw the banners, I abruptly turned to him and asked him to define normal for me. He wasn't expecting that, but still tried. Yeah, we couldn't come up with an exact definition. However, we were thinking that normal was normal just because majority of the society thinks as so. So here's the thing. Would it still be normal if I'd give this talk without my pants on? Or even you were listening without your pants on? We, the humans, have lots of expectations from everything. We expect people to behave the way we want. We bend rules to meet our expectations. And we expect the world to be a place we dream of. What doesn't meet our expectations is abnormal to us. But what is normal? Conforming to a standard, usual, typical, or expected, according to the Oxford dictionaries. Personally, I think there is no such thing as normal. There is just common sense. Norms of the societies are formed through hundreds and hundreds of years of experiences. Each society has distinct standards, and the social standards have a strong influence on the idea of normal. What is normal for the spider is chaos for the fly, said Morticia Adams. These social standards are affected by many factors, such as religion. The most basic example for that occurs when one wonders whether it's normal to eat pork or should it be prohibited as stated in Quran. It is okay to eat pork in many countries, and you don't get judged by people, as the same act may result in huge arguments in many too, just because the behavior doesn't apply to society's standards. Another example is slurping your noodles or soup would be considered weird in the United States, but not slurping would be considered weird or even offensive in some Asian countries. Normality depends a lot on time frame and environment. There are tons of historic examples of when a completely unfair idea was found normal in past and clearly not accepted in today's world. Something can't be and must not be normal just because 90% of the society thinks as so. For instance, slavery was very common before 19th century. However, today we know that slavery is not normal nor right. Individuals' behaviors are shaped by their society's expectations and their peers' norms. People measure the appropriateness of their acts by how far away they are from those social norms. However, what is perceived as the norm may or may not actually be the right behavior. I'm doing ballet for 12 years, and I enjoy dancing a lot. Here's a picture of me on the stage doing ballet at the year-end show. I started ballet when I was only 4, with my parents' encouragement. Everyone except me was a girl in my ballet class, and this rate has kept for pretty much a long time. There wasn't any problem for me about ballet, except for waking up so early in the mornings. Then I started the primary school, and eventually told my classmates about this hobby of mine. Although everything's fine right now, when I was just a little kid, 7 or 8 years old as far as I can recall, my friends in my class found it weird for me to do ballet. Why was that happening? I was thinking to myself back in those days. 2 out of 3 people I meet was surprised by me doing ballet. And some immediately judged, crudely stating it was a girlish thing to do. Maybe they were right. It seemed I was the only boy in my ballet class. So yeah, maybe ballet really was a girlish thing to do, and I was not even supposed to do it, even though I enjoy dancing. Those children in my class had girlfriends doing ballet. They knew about ballerinas. Childhood stories were read to them. Some even saw dancers alive. But it was their first time, meeting with a real little boy who was soon to be their friend and doing ballet. For all these years, society imposed them the idea of ballet being a girlish thing to do. Or that was they took and understand from their growing environment. So it was not normal for them. Anyway, it was not their fault though. I quit ballet. Fortunately, for not more than a year. By the time I realized ballet was the thing I love doing, and those kids' opinions were worthless, I continued to do the thing I enjoyed the most. Luckily, I found that out when I was only 9. People spend their entire lives trying to be normal. They get 70, 80 years old, still trying to fit in, still trying to be normal, still trying to be just like everyone else. If you are always trying to be normal, you will never know how amazing you can be. You don't have to be similar to everyone. You don't have to waste any of your valuable time doing that. For instance, Albert Einstein. When he was very young, Einstein's parents worried that he had a learning disability because he was very slow to learn to talk. Some say he didn't even say a word until he was 4. Later, when he started the school, Einstein did very well in class. He was creative and a persistent problem solver, but he hated the road. He absolutely detested school because he could not stand the way teachers taught. He thought there was no room for questioning or thought, with the classes focusing on strict memorization. He was different than everyone. He dropped out of school when he was only 15. Most of us know very well about him, or at least we have heard of his name at some point in our lives. Einstein was not normal. He was not an ordinary kid. He was more than that. I don't say you have to tear atoms apart to be different, but you have to trust yourself and stop trying so hard to be normal. He was not normal, but many still admired him. People can still be appreciated in this society and be different than everyone, both at the same time. Society determines our perception of normality. What we should keep in mind is that normal is not always what's right. Normality may change over time and differ from culture to culture. We should have our own standards, not follow the society's. Life is not about trying to be just like everyone else. Life is not about normalizing yourself. Life's about creating yourself. Don't live your life based on other people's definition of normal. Be different, be unique. And by the way, normal is abnormal. Thank you.